Everyone, welcome to another episode of Lera's Discovery Queue, where I play lesser-known games recommended to me by Steam. This time, Steam for some reason decided that it hates me even more than usually, and my whole queue is just full of nonsensical games that Northern Lion plays, which really made me wonder how does it know? Anyways, I have finally found a short but sweet 2D game about death. So let's get into it. Today we are playing... Who the fuck is Lucinda Gray? Today we are playing The Ferryman's Trial. It seems to be kind of like a visual novel sort of multiple choice game. I'm not entirely sure yet, but it looks intriguing. So I'm very interested in it, and it cost me like under £1, so that's great. I'm always happy when video games cost me little money. Welcome, Lucinda Gray. You must be the new candidate. I do not recognize your face, and yet there's something strangely familiar about you. Nonetheless, let us begin. As you are likely already aware, opportunities such as this are exceedingly rare. To assume the mantle of a Grim Reaper is no trivial matter. Though personally, I have always preferred the term Ferryman. It is a role that grants certain privileges alongside responsibilities few souls are capable of carrying. Therefore, I cannot make a fully informed decision based solely on your CV. You can apply for a job of being a Grim Reaper just like that on LinkedIn. You send your CV to them and that's it. Today, you will participate in a more practical evaluation. You will be entrusted with the fate of 10 individuals recently claimed by death. You may question them before delivering your judgment, but understand this carefully. Death does not strip a soul of what it once was. The dead may still lie, deflect, justify, or fail to understand themselves entirely. You will only be permitted to ask 3 questions to each soul. In the current era, the dead arrive faster than even we can comfortably manage. A ferryman must judge swiftly and judge well. Your performance here will determine whether you are suitable for this role. Is this like Papers, Please kind of, but with dead people? Before you depart, there's one final thing you should understand. Regardless of the outcome, you will not be leaving this place. Best of luck. Oh, right. Individual 1 out of 10. So, I am to answer for it now. Good. I am Thomas Hale, infantry of the Western Front. I did what the others could not. They were broken, drowning in their own blood, begging, or worse, silent. I gave them peace. Quick, clean, no screams, no waiting for Rod to take them. You call it killing, I call it mercy. Tell me, would you have left them there? Okay, first of all, he's kind of sexy because I love men in armor, so I think he deserves to just go straight to heaven or whatever it is that I'm doing here. Okay, so I can ask them 3 questions, and based on those 3 questions, I have to determine, I don't know, where they go, I guess? Did they ask you to end their lives? How did you choose who would die? Did you ever hesitate? Were you afraid of becoming a killer? Did anyone try to stop you? What do you feel about it now? I mean, did they ask you to end their lives? They probably didn't. Let's be for real. What do you feel about it now? I think that is an important question. You know, do they feel resentment? I remember the quiet after. Not peace, just absence. I still hear them sometimes. Before the silence, I cannot tell if I spared them. Or myself. That's like he feels pretty bad. Did you ever hesitate? At first, the hand resists, the mind argues, but the sounds, they do not stop. After a while, hesitation feels like cruelty, like you're choosing their pain instead. How did you choose who would die? You can tell, the wounds, the blood, the smell of it, some were already gone in all but name, others perhaps not. But waiting would not have saved them. It would only have stretched the end. That would be so bad for this job. I am not passing this interview. Honestly, yeah, he's chill. He seems chill to me. Then you understand, I was not cruel, only willing. Someone had to bear it. They look at the act, not the weight of it. I carried that weight, so they would not have to. If that is sin, then it is one I accept, but will not calling it wrong. I don't know about that. Okay, this is the second guy. Are they all war criminals? Hold up. Maybe if they're all gonna be men in armor, maybe I am in trouble. So this is where I answer for it. I am Edric Van, gate guard of Brindlewatch. I held that post for 11 years. Never faltered, not once, until that night. I closed my eyes just for a moment, or so I thought. When I woke, the gates were open, fire in the streets, screams. I remember the smell most. Tell me, does one moment undo a lifetime? You fell asleep on like the most important job ever. Honestly, you kind of real for that. You got like anything else you've ever done in your life that's bad that I can judge you for? Because wait, maybe I will not be I am not suitable for this role. Why were you so exhausted that night? You know, that's a good question. You know, maybe he spent all the night before playing video games, so he kind of deserves it. Have you ever failed your duty before? Did anyone warn you about the danger? What happened when you woke up? Did you blame yourself over deaths? Did you try to make it right afterward. Why were you so exhausted that night? Double shifts, fewer men each season, more unrest on the roads. I had been awake near 2 days. It was not unusual, just worse than most nights. I thought I could endure it, as I always had. Damn, he's just a victim of the system. You tried to make it right afterward? I tried to hold the inner square, gather who I could, push back what remained. It was not enough. When it ended, there was very little left to protect. He seems like a nice guy to me. I'm so bad at this. Did anyone warn you about the danger? Rumors, mostly. Bandits growing bold, movement in the hills, nothing certain. Nothing that would justify abandoning the post or calling alarm without cause. I mean, he just fell asleep on the job. It happens to the best of us. I don't... If I sent him to hell, what if they put him on the gates of hell protection duty? Or gates of heaven protection duty? And then he just falls asleep. Nah, I think gates of hell are guarded by Cerberus or whatever. It's probably chill. I'm too forgiving. I would be terrible at this. Just this once, you can go to heaven, okay, buddy? I see, then that is your judgment. I will not refuse it, but I cannot say it sits right with me. What happened that night does not fade so easily. If I am to walk among the worthy, I will carry it still. I doubt I will ever set it down. Perhaps that is how it should be. Even he doesn't fucking believe what he should go to. I mean, I feel bad. He just fell asleep and got the whole town killed. Okay, I need to be more cold and rational on this one. Let's see, the plague doctor. This shouldn't be too hard. So, it comes to this. I am Liza Marrow, healer of Durnfield. When the sickness came, it took us faster than we could bury. I worked until my hands shook and my eyes failed me. There was never enough. No herbs, no time, no hope, so I chose quietly, carefully. I saved who I could. The rest, I let slip away. Tell me, what would you have done? Who did you save first? Those who could recover. Children, workers, people the town truly depended on. The nobles arrived with guards and demands, as though plague cared for titles. After a while, I stopped listening. How you choose who to save? You learn to see it. Strength in the breath, clarity in the eyes. Some had a chance, others less so. And after a while, it became difficult to waste precious hours on those who had spent their lives looking down on the rest of us. Okay, so basically she was killing the rich, so she's based. I only have one question left. Do you believe you did the right thing? I think she does, to be honest. Did you ever refuse someone who could live? There are moments, yes, when I knew effort spent on one would cost another. I would pass them by, not cruelly, just quietly, as if I had not seen. I mean, honestly, nobody could have helped during the plague. Like, let's be for real. I'm just gonna send them all to heaven, and then my boss is gonna be like, damn, you fucking suck at this job. You just let the damn plague doctor on here. The doctors, like, take an oath or whatever, but they have to help everybody. But they had resources. She was helping children. That's good, right? With workers. I wouldn't know none of these. This is like too morally gray. You know, I don't blame any of these people for anything. This is kind of crazy. Maybe the first guy was, but he was so sexy. You lady, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you're okay. This is just like the good place. We need like a medium place situation here. I think you were chill, more or less. However, I need my stats to be kind of okay. So I'm gonna have to send you to hell just to look good in front of my boss. Don't take it personally, okay? The next guy who shows up is gonna be like, so I'm a serial killer. So that is your answer. You sit there untouched by rot and screaming, and you judge me. I chose because no one else would. I carried it while others hid behind prayers and hope. And you dare condemn me for it? You wouldn't have done worse. You already are. At least I saved someone. Whatever. I literally let the last two guys pass. You should have died like a few minutes earlier, lady. Okay, who is this guy? So this is the reckoning. I am Corvin Dahl, baker of Grey Hollow. When the famine came, flour ran thin, water thinner still. People lined for hours, hollow-eyed, begging for anything. I stretched what I had, made it last. Loaves for many, not few. They ate, they lived, some of them. Others fell ill. Tell me, is an empty stomach kinder? Did you keep any clean supplies for yourself? A baker must remain standing, must he not? If I fall, there is no bread at all. I took what I needed to continue working. No more than that, I would say. Okay, so basically, he wasn't following food hygiene standards because he considered that he was helping people out. Why not stop when people started dying? Because they kept coming, because turning them away would have been the same as killing them myself. At least this way, some walked away with something in their hands. I guess. They all make a very good argument. I think if I ended up at the judgment of death. I don't think I would be trying very hard to make my case, to be honest. I'd just be kind of like, yeah, whatever. You probably read my file and just decide. You know, people would get sick. I suspected the smell, the color, it was not right, but sickness is slower than starvation. I told myself time mattered more than purity. Well, he's not like super wrong though, because during things like famine and sieges and stuff like that, people did end up eating messed up shit just to survive. This isn't an unusual practice, but he was keeping the good stuff for himself, which is not great. Should have sent him to hell just to keep my stats equal. We're at 50-50 right now. If I send him to hell, it's just kind of bad that he was keeping the good stuff for himself, I guess. I feel like he should have been disclosing. That's the thing. Maybe he should have been telling people like, hey, you eat this at your own risk. But he didn't. Send him to hell, whatever. You condemn me for it? Fine. But answer me this. How many would you have fed with nothing? How many would you have watched starve while you clung to your clean hands? I made a choice, a hard one. More than you have done, I think. At least I did not stand idle. They all fucking hate me, man. So the final confession is mine. How fitting. I am Father Halloran Was, servant of the divine and keeper of many burdens. I listened where others could not, carried sins that were never mine to bear. People spoke and I ensured the truths did not go to waste. Tell me, is knowledge not meant to serve a greater purpose? Shouldn't you just like skip the queue? Isn't that like the whole purpose of your damn job? If I was a father and then I died and they still put me in front of the judge, I would have been pissed off. You devote your whole life to this and then they don't even like guarantee you a place? That's kind of crazy. So was he telling on people that were confessing? Is this what I'm reading here? What did you do with the confessions you heard? Did you ever betray someone's trust? Did you profit from what you knew? How did you decide which secrets mattered? Do you believe you acted under divine will? Did you ever feel guilt for your actions? Did you profit from what you knew? Compensation on occasion, information has values and that's the burden of carrying it, but gold was never the purpose, merely a consequence of necessity. I think this guy might be going to hell, not gonna lie. People came to him with confessions and he sold it. What do you do with the confessions? Confessions are not merely words, they are truths laid bare. Some truths demand to remain hidden, others demand to be used. I simply ensured they reached where they were most effective. Nah, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. Finally, if I knew a guy who was like for sure going to hell was coming out, I wouldn't have sent the other two people. I would have maybe spared the plague doctor. I don't know. That's why I would never go into a confessional, man. I mean, I don't really have anything incriminating to confess, to be completely honest with you, because I've had a fairly boring life as far as those things go. It still kind of sucks that someone could just betray your trust like that. Did you believe you acted under divine will? I believe I acted in alignment with what was needed. Divine will is not always gentle. It requires hands willing to do what others would not. Nah, send him to hell. No, that is not possible. You presume to judge me? You, who stand where I once stood, deciding the fate of others without bearing their burdens? I acted with purpose, with clarity. You cannot hope to grasp. If this is your verdict, then it is not justice. It is failure. Yours, not mine. Sorry, brother. Okay, a guy with a shovel? Right, I suppose there is no slipping past this. Name's Even Rook. I kept to the graveyards mostly. Quiet work, no one to argue with you there. Man, the first few people were like angels, actually. I didn't think that it was just gonna start getting worse. I judged too fast. I thought that the first people were like, they were all gonna be like that. This guy just shows up and he's like, so I'm a grave robber. Alright, buddy, hold up. I kept to the graveyards mostly, quiet work, no one to argue with you there. I took what was already left behind. Rings, trinkets, things that I had no use for. Not all of it stayed with me. Some things I returned when it felt right. Tell me, is it still theft if no one keeps it? Bro, if I'm getting buried with my PS5 and I'm dead and some motherfucker shows up and steals my PS5 from my grave, I'm haunting your ass. I don't care that no one's gonna be able to play that PS5 after I die. I paid my money for it, okay? No one even appreciates a PS5. It's better off in there with me is what I'm saying. Why return? I'm actually curious about why he was returning stuff. Some things do not belong buried. Letters, lockets, pieces of people. I could not keep those. It felt worse than the rest, so I gave them back. Or they might still mean something. think. Okay, so basically you were like, oh, this stuff doesn't have any value for me to sell. Okay, buddy. Did you ever steal from the... I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter. I think robbing the dead is low-key worse than robbing the living. I don't know why, but it just feels wrong to me to do that. Because the dead can't even defend themselves, man. Like, it's kind of fucked up. You had gold while I lived so poorly? I did not use it, not properly. It was never about living well. The taking was enough. The having less. So he's just a kleptomaniac. He just felt good about it. He literally just felt good about robbing the dead. Okay, this guy might be going to hell. What did it feel like to take those things? Relief. And something else after, a tightness. Like I had taken more than the object itself. I would hold it and think, this was not mine. It never was. He was just addicted to the thrill. I'm sorry, buddy. It's kind of a victimless crime, but it's just like morally wrong. And my whole job is to kind of punish people for morally wrong things, so... No, I cannot argue it. I knew what it was. Every time my hands reached for it, I told myself it was different, but it mattered less. Maybe that was the lie. If this is where it leads, then I suppose I have been walking toward it for a long time. At least he agrees with me. That's kind of chill. No, not right. Name, Rel Cave. Head broke by me, mistake, or no. Choice, life too heavy. I try to make quiet, stop all, but words go broken. I know, but just... tired. You hear? I absolutely no idea what you're talking about, buddy. You're gonna have to speak a bit more clearly if you want to go to heaven, alright? What happened to your head? What happened to your head? I hit self or let it happen. Hard to say. Had no right after. Did you want to live? Sometimes yes, small bits, but mostly no. Just wait. And did anyone try to help you? What do you want now? Quiet, just quiet. No more thinking, no hurry, just still. Kind of feel bad for this guy. He can go to heaven, whatever. Maybe he's not very good at talking, but maybe he'll be fine. You let me rest, finally. No more noise, no hurt. I know, wrong maybe, but could not carry no more. Think for quiet. Okay, 8th individual looks kind of aura. Ah, the path is clear here, at last. I am Serelva, keeper of the lantern. The forest fox swallows paths, and those who walk them. This light parts it for a price. I guided many through, mossed even, but not all paths lead out. Tell me, does the guide bear the fate of every step taken behind him? Alright, hold up. What do you mean by that? So he was helping people get through a forest, guided many through, most even, but not all paths lead out. But why the fuck not? Aren't you supposed to know? Did you choose who would be lost? Choice is a generous word. Some lingered, some strayed, some followed too closely. The forest is subtle. It does not need much encouragement. You were just a bad guide? Like, what was the price of the lantern? A simple arrangement, passage in exchange for passage. The forest takes what it is owed. I merely ensured the terms were fulfilled. Okay, this guy is confusing me. I don't think he even understood what his job was. I feel like the do you feel any remorse question is basically useless because all of them have it. Pretty much. Ever tried to resist the deal? Resist? No, one does not bargain with such things and expect to walk away uncharged. I accepted the terms when I took the light. I'm honestly like really confused about this guy. I don't know if I'm like not getting something, but what is he?
Bombastic side-eye.
What does he send him to hell? So you draw the line there. Interesting. You would walk blind then and call it virtue. I chose a path and saw it through without flinching. That is more than Moss can claim. If that condemns me, then so be it. But do not pretend your judgment is cleaner than my choices. I don't get like what this guy's deal is, to be honest. Maybe I just don't have the reading comprehension. But I'm like, why do you guide people bad? Am I like not getting something? Okay, this is a child. I think we can unless this child is like, okay, well, maybe I should. I don't know what this child has done yet, but I feel like we should not send the child to hell. Oh. Am I dead too? I thought it would hurt more. I'm Leo. I stayed near the battlefields after fights. There's always things left behind. Coins, boots, food sometimes. The soldiers don't need them anymore. Some still moved though, made noise. It's easier when they stop. Tell me, that was the right thing, wasn't it? Were you? Okay, I understand a kid trying to like rob some battlefields during a hard time. I don't think that's a problem. Just him implying that he was killing them? Why not help them? Help. I don't know how. And if I wait, someone else takes what they have, or it's gone. You have to be fast. Damn. I mean, it's just a kid. He doesn't really know what he's doing, to be honest. Did anyone teach you this? No, I just watched. Others did it too. Not always kids. You learn by seeing. Yeah, I mean, he was just a child. I would feel really... I mean, he was doing a bad thing, but what did you want in life? Eat, stay warm, maybe sleep somewhere safe, not near the fighting, if I could help it. He's just a little British orphan. Nah, I cannot send the kid to hell, man. He was just doing some looting. Probably learned it from Fortnite, to be honest, or whatever. I don't actually know if you can loot in Fortnite. He probably learned it from some video game. I am not sending a kid to hell. They're not letting me live this shit down if I do that on YouTube. Oh, okay, so I did good. No. That is not the lesson you should be taking away from this, okay, buddy? That's not what this is. I just want you... Oh no! I just taught this kid a wrong lesson. I thought so. No one ever said anything before. I just did what I had to so I wouldn't be hungry. If that's enough, then maybe I can stop now. I'll admit it. Yeah, he's not gonna do it anymore. He'll be fine. He will literally be fine. Okay, this is the last guy. Please, God, please. I hope I get the job. Ah, so it comes at last. I am Valendor, sculptor to houses now long gone. Age has a way of thinning even the strongest stone. Sight left me, or perhaps I surrendered it. No matter. I have seen more than most in my years. Stone still speaks if one listens. Tell me, is it wrong to reveal what already waits beneath? What do you mean by that? How do you sculpt without sight? Why do your statues resemble missing people? Oh no, he's a serial killer. Why do your statues resemble missing people? People cling to resemblance because they wish to. Grief is eager for familiar faces. Though I admit some statues capture details I was never taught. A scar beneath the chin, a crooked finger, small truths stone should not have known. Did you ever harm those you sculpted? Harm is such a narrow word. I did not butcher them, if that is what you ask. I simply helped them remain. Time ruins flesh. Stone is kinder. Sir, were you putting people inside casts? Do you worship something unusual? Worship? No, not in the way temples mean it. But there are older things than gods. Patient things that admire permanence. Yeah, I'm sorry, but you don't even like... I don't even think you're a morally great character. Somehow the game gets easier. They should have started with guys like this and then given me like the morally great people, because they really started out with like the harder one. Maybe it's randomized. Actually, I'm not sure, okay? I see that perhaps it is time. I will not argue it. I have walked this path long enough to know where it leads. Whether you understand it or not matters little now. Some things endure judgment, others simply outlasted. You could forgive blood, weakness, and desperation, but never the souls who bent others through deceit, fear, or hidden influence. To you, manipulation was a corruption far deeper than violence itself. The old Reaper watches your judgment silently before inviting you beyond the veil as the hidden eye, exposing the hidden chains mortals place upon one another. So did I pass? I think I passed. I think that's chill. He did invite me. I assume results of your previous evaluation proved unsatisfactory. Fortunately for you, another opportunity can still be arranged. As before, 10 souls over to judgment. Are they gonna be different this time or the same? No, it's the same, guys. I am kind of curious now. So I guess this is kind of a personality test in the end. They give you like a result. Let's send everybody to hell and see what happens. Just kind of curious what it will say. It will be like, what are you doing if you just send everyone to hell? One by one, you cast every soul into darkness without hesitation, without pity, without doubt. By the time the final judgment left your lips, nothing warm or human remained within you. The old Reaper watches in silence as the veil behind him begins to move, and somewhere far beyond death itself, something ancient opens its eyes and welcomes you home. I don't know if that's a pass or not. Maybe this is meant to be more ambiguous. That is kind of fun though. I enjoyed that. That is interesting. It kind of is like a personality test. So I guess my personality test in the end was like, yeah, you just really hate it when people are little liars, which is true. Honestly, it was kind of accurate. I was kind of just being like, you were kind of an asshole, so you go to hell. Interesting. This guy is hot. No, can I be for real? This is really cool. I love the music, by the way, as well. The music is very pleasant. But this is really cool. This is an interesting game. This game was really cool. As you know, I always try to pick out a variety of games for this series, and this definitely felt pretty refreshing since I've done quite a few 3D games recently. I'm also always on the lookout for non-horror games, as you know. I'm not scared. I just think that there's so much indie horror out there, and it's nice to check out more experimental stuff like this. And I think this game was definitely experimental and very cool. I liked the whole aesthetic and the idea of it, and I think it was well written. I don't know, I'm always surprised by, you know, kind of like good writing in indie games. I don't know if that's a mean thing to say, but a lot of them don't even have any writing because they really like making like non-verbal indie games. But I thought this one was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. So do you think I'm gonna hear back about the job? Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye!